Hey everyone, our weekly syllabus overview here for week 13. You will notice, as I mentioned before, we jump ahead to chapter 16, and that's kind of how the book is structured anyways, that once you get, out of section 2, which is chapter 12, section 2 ends after chapter 12, that all the other chapters are kind of modular and you can plug and play as needed. So we jump ahead to chapter 16, which is dealing with logins, user accounts, authentication, and authorization, right? And so, as always, start with the reading of chapter 16. Then you'll be ready for the lecture. These first two videos are the lecture. And in these videos, I do a code along. Now, you're going to want to code along with me in these videos, and these aren't terribly long, hour and 40 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. So, 3 hours worth of coding along. The reason I recommend that is because all your assignments after that are kind of based on that code. And what we're doing here is we're really building this from scratch. We're building this authentication system from, not from a template, as I've demonstrated in the past, how to kind of bring in user accounts from a templated option when you start a new project. But this is like, hey, you've got an existing project and you want to add identity to that project. That's what these first two videos cover, which is a good, it's going to help you learn and understand identity at a deeper level when you're coding it from scratch. And so that's why I recommend not only watching these videos, but coding along. Okay, again, that's going to help you understand it. Now, the hands-on test, okay, as you kind of see here, let me not jump ahead, but then read chapter 16, watch the lectures and code along, then you'll be ready for the homework. Okay, I would actually, the order of operations here, you might choose to do the hands-on test after coding along of these videos, because that hands-on test, and we can kind of look at it here, is very similar to that code along. Okay, so these two videos are going to prepare you for the test. And what the hands-on test is building on top of your third hands-on test. The reason we build on top of hands-on test 3 is then, you sold a product, you got to pick a product and you did CRUD operations. I think there was a shopping cart and things like that, and there was an admin area. And so what we do on this hands-on test is, of course, we add user accounts so you can log in and register and get access, log into your account. But also we lock down the area so that only admins can get access to those areas. Okay, so what you can do, you have options here, is you can continue working in that Hot3 folder if you just want to continue working there, or if you want to copy and paste that solution into your Hot5 folder, I'll be able to figure out wherever you put your code. It's either going to be in the Hot3 folder and you're building on top of it, or the Hot5 folder. Now, there's also the case, and this may be for some students, where their hands-on test 3 was not in the condition that it needed to be ready for hands-on test 5, in which case you need to go back and fix that first anyways. So you may need to go back and kind of, again, I don't think many students are in that situation, but you may be a student who needs to kind of clean up hands-on test 3 to be ready for hands-on test 5. And again, that's going to be necessary for your grade anyways. And so there is a little bit of a prerequisite on this one. And then once you're done with hands-on test 5, the final project is really easier. It's kind of a slimmed down version of allowing users to log into an account and locking down your admin area in your final project. And so those are the 3 things that are due: the written test, the hands-on test. I'd probably do that second, because then that really makes this third one pretty easy, I think, of adding that to your final project. Okay, now looking forward, I'm not going to add a whole ton of work in next week. If you've been keeping up, your final project should be, mostly caught up. If you've been keeping up with the class, so we're going to work on final projects, but I'm not adding any new requirements. And so you may, play catch up on your final project. On, same thing with late work. You might turn in some old tests next week. But I am adding in some web portfolio. So part of your final project is to get kind of a portfolio together. And again, I'll hit those requirements next week, but a web portfolio of your work that you will use to interview with. And again, I'll have those requirements for you next week. So that is the 13 overview. Now, these first two videos, and then this third video, I made this video last week and I put this on the videos to watch. Again, these first two videos kind of assume that, you're building in identity from scratch. This third video is where you would choose to start from a template when you're creating a new project and you select identity in the drop-down list. And so it's a different approach. And in a lot of ways, well, you kind of end up in the same place. And so this third video kind of shows the fast track for doing a lot of this code, not all of it, because I don't even get into the roles and whatnot. But you may, I sent out an email last week. You may choose either way for your final project, to kind of build it in to an existing project, as many of you are going to want to do, or you could start from a template, and so you kind of have options there. And so that is the chapter 13 work that's due. As always, reach out if and when you guys have questions, and I hope to talk to you soon. Have a good week, guys. Bye.